dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. You're probably scratching your head like, wait, what? KMB, you said you're going to do these podcasts like twice a week, you know, bundling Raw, NXT, Dynamite, and the full weekend of wrestling. Yes, I know, but I have to talk about Monday Night Raw. This was probably the most perfect Monday Night Raw I have seen in a long time. Something so solid that it had to have its own episode. I mean, to the emotions, to the matches, to the stories we're telling, to the way they end the thing, the way they start the thing. And this 2-hour extravaganza that is the WWE Universe is just expanding, and we're building to Saturday night main event. We got Deadline this Saturday. We have the Royal Rumble February 1st. We got the first Raw on Netflix January 6th. We're cooking, folks. We're cooking, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to speak upon it, especially what happened. And we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, December 2nd, 2024. Joe and Wade on commentary. The first 30 minutes was commercial free, from what we were told. We're in Everett, Washington. And we started off with the Survivor Series War Games recap. And man, War Games was so good. War Games was a delight. And I'm just loving it. I have not been this high on WWE in a very long time, especially this past year. To one of my favorite WrestleManias, WrestleMania 40. I'm wearing my Cody Rhodes shirt right now. It says, story continues. April 7, 2024, Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40, baby. Oh, such an important WrestleMania in mine. And all these Cody action figures that I have around me, and and my love for WWE, you know. And I'm not shatting on AEW. AEW is just a little lackluster these days. But that's besides the point. I want to talk about something positive. I want to talk about something good, and that's this Monday Night Raw. After the recap, we have Sammy and Jay backstage. Here comes Punk, and I love when they do this. Punk's walking to the ring, and the camera follows him. He's got this really cool, like, army-style CM Punk sweatshirt on. I was like, oh, I want that one, but I want the Roman Reigns one. I can get that one for my wife, you know. So Punk comes to the ring, and he's talking, and he's like, hey, you know, I already know what my future holds. I understand what my future is. And he points at the imaginary sign. He wants that WrestleMania main event. And WrestleMania is literally only 4 months away, right? Because it's in April 6th and 7th. Like, it's literally right around the corner. We got the Royal Rumble. Now it makes speculation, and he even mentioned that, because there's certain roads and paths I can take. Do I go to the Royal Rumble? Do I win the Royal Rumble? Or do I go to Elimination Chamber and win it that way? So he mentions those roads to get to his goal, and that is WrestleMania. And he mentions, I got a couple favors in my back pocket too that will get me to that future of mine that I want. So Punk lays it all out there, and all of a sudden we get the bastard himself, Seth freaking Rollins, and I'm like, oh my God. And then Seth tells him, like, hey man, I should have put you on your ass the first time I saw you. You know, I that's my mistake. I should have beat your ass and everything like that. And it was just like, wow. And I'm looking at my Seth figure right now, and I'm just like, man, he's laying them emotions down. He's telling Punk how it is. He's like, hey man, I don't like you. And so he's like, and Punk tells him, like, hey man, you know, you don't have anything I want. I was like, he goes, I just said right here, right now, I just came out and told everybody my revenge, all this stuff is on the side because I'm getting to my goal, and that is WrestleMania. And then it gets more heated, and Seth pushes Punk to fall on his ass. Punk gets up, and I swear this did not look like a wrestling fight. This looked like a legitimate fight, because freaking Punk was squaring up and everything. I was like, wait, what? I think Seth caught him in the nose. I mean, this felt so real. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then here comes Jay. Here comes Sammy. And after we get all this with Punk and Punk tries to fight, the officials take him off and everything. And I'm like, wow, that is a way. Whoa, wait a minute. Now Sammy is going to go against Seth in the ring on the mic. What is going on? And it's such a, like, after that opening segment being a banger, we go into another promo segment. They take up the first 28 minutes of this show. I had to put that in my notes. Because Seth says something to Jay, and Sammy's like, hey, don't say nothing to him. That's, and crowd is screaming, Sammy Uso, Sammy Uso. And you just get the feel of it, and I'm loving every minute of it. And then Seth tells him, like, we were family. We travel up and down the roads, we have done this, we have done that, and you join them, the whole, and he's like, dude, I didn't want to team up with Punk, but I wanted to team up with you at War Games. And he goes, I don't want to create that monster, right? Roman Reigns, everything. I don't want to rebuild him back up to, his status. And Sammy goes, but you created that monster when you laid the chair in his back so many years ago. And it's just like, wow. I mean, jab for jab, and it just ends with Sammy being like, you got some emotions built up? Well, me and you tonight in this ring. And I was like, wow. And I'm just clapping, man. And then we get to the Judgment Day backstage. You could feel the tension there. Finn says, if we listen to Finn, we win. And then the Judgment Day's like, wait, what? So such great stuff for that first 28 minutes, and we finally get to our first match of the night. Damage Control versus Raquel and Liv. And I like what Finn said, like, hey, man, if y'all listen to me, y'all would have won that War Games, and now Liv has to fight Io Sky at Saturday Night Main Event. I mean, I was like, okay, cool. I'm all for it. I'm all for this main event. That's the last day of my work before I go into the holiday break. That's the way to kick off a holiday break. This is the Saturday Night Main Event, being treated like a pay-per-view. Even though it's a TV special, I'm loving every second of it. This match was fun. There was a one little iffy spot that happened in Io, but it's okay. Io picked it back up. Damage Control did what they could do. Raquel and Liv, though, got the win. And after the win, they started beating down Damage Control, and this is my brutality. Here comes Rhea, and it was every time she comes out, the way she looks, the way she's a superstar beyond a superstar, and they're trying to sell that on where her eye is, why she was wearing the mask and everything like that. And they kind of ended with Rhea going into the table. And I was like, ooh, damn, and building this drama. So as much as I want Io Sky to win that championship from Liv Morgan at Saturday Night Main Event, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Liv's going to retain the championship, and we're definitely going to get Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan at the Royal Rumble February 1st in Indianapolis. I hope I said that right. I'm just excited. Then we get Kathy, who's with Gunther. Then he gets confronted by Finn and Dom after Liv told Dom, stay with Finn. What's going on with him after the segment earlier in the show. And he goes to Gunther and he's like, hey, man, I'm the one that made you retain that championship twice. I'm the one, as he's saying this, Gunther's like, whoa, I didn't want you to help me. I didn't want no one to help me. I needed this win, and you took that away from me because I wanted to show everybody that I could beat Damian Priest by myself, and you had to put your nose in my business. And Finn's like, hey, I should be getting a championship against you. And Gunther's like, well, the person that beat Damian was Dirty Dom. So I think Dirty Dom deserves a little something. He goes, I'm going to go talk to Adam. And it sets up a match later on between Dirty Dom and Gunther. I was like, man. And Finn did not like that. The demon is brewing. The demon is inside and he's brewing. And I cannot wait till the demon comes out to say, hello. Then we go into our Intercontinental Championship Tournament match. Dakota Kai versus Katana versus Shayna. I was like, 2 women's matches back to back. Let's go, boy. I even put that out there on the Twitter. I'm also on Blue Sky. just to try it out and see how that goes. But no, I gotta say this was a really fun match. I was pulling for Shayna, but when Dakota Kai got the win, I was like, yeah, I can see it. And I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I want Dakota Kai to get that Intercontinental Championship, and I want Chelsea Green to get that United States Championship. I think it just feels right. I like the fact that they brought those titles. I hope they're not cursed like the women's tag team titles, but they brought these titles so the women can have fun, and I think it's about goddamn time. I'm rewatching Evolution from 2018, so I'm going to be reviewing that. I just feel like 2 matches in the first hour of this show, freaking awesome. Now we're going to the heartbreak of the show. The New Day! We get a package of 10 years of the New Day. I'm looking at my figurine of the New Day on a unicorn and the bootios, and the whoo. So many years with this group, and how they took this concept of a group. This concept of a group was supposed to be like church revival, like a basic standard of like black culture with the church stuff. Like, that's what this was supposed to be. Because when they had their video package, it was the music, and it was them like being just like preachers and whatnot, and being all like, yeah, and they took that and they flipped it and they made it their own, which was freaking insane to me to think of what the original concept of this group was. A Vince McMahon, idea that they took and said, no, we're not doing that. That's a little too much. We're going to make it this. And then, of course, the, New Day Rocks. And the World Tag Team Champions and the up, down, down. All this community they built from the New Day idea. And we have Adam there. We're celebrating 10 years. And you can feel the emotion. It calls out Xavier and calls out Kofi. They come out. Everything's decorated and everything. They got the rainbow. They got the bootios. They got it all. And Xavier and Kofi are like, yeah, all these years, brotherhood and this and that. And this is where we're thinking like, man, Xavier's going to turn on Kofi. This is insane. And then here comes Big E. And they're like, oh. And Big E tells them like, hey, we cannot throw this away. We cannot throw this away, man. And I will be your manager. And I was like, oh, this okay. So we're keeping the New Day. That's what we're doing. We're gonna keep the New Day alive. Oh, I love. And no, Xavier's like, hold on, dude. And I can't. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. But oh my gosh, they go at Big E. They tell him, man, like, yo, you abandoned us. You've been the burden for 4 years. And they're like, Kurt Angle broke his neck. Stone Cold broke his neck. They came back. You did not. You got a cushion job at a desk, and it was like, I was like, what is going on? Even the crowd, I was like, why are we hurting Big E's feelings? Like, why are we doing this? And it was the most brilliant move to take Xavier and Kofi and change them to the dark side. Don, 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 don. And it broke everyone's heart. And Big E walked out and, being told he was a burden, being told like, hey, yeah, everywhere we go, everyone's like, where's he? But, and they just let their emotions, they left it all there. After that really emotional segment last week, and now the end is almost near where we're going to officially break apart Kofi and Xavier, even though they came together and said, this is our brotherhood. Screw Big E. Oh, my God. I was just like, what the... Oh, my heart was bleeding, and I was like, damn, and Karrion Kross, that bastard, he's been planting the seeds in Xavier's mind for a while, and I was like, this is stupid. I don't know what we're going to gain from this. You want to know what we gained? We gained a freaking emotional segment. I've seen anything and everything from WWE, and that's the one that really kicked me in the balls. Oh, so Karrion Kross got a promo afterwards. Next week, it'll be the Final Testament and the Wyatts. Then we go to Gunther versus Dirty Dom. And oh, someone's calling. Dirty Dom. And this was a great match. This was a really stinking good match, man. And I got to give it up to Dirty Dom. But, of course, Gunther got the win. The way he pinned him was a little, ooh. But, no, he took out Dirty Dom. But, man, that was awesome. And here comes Finn. And Finn takes out Gunther and tells Dirty Dom while Dirty Dom's in the corner licking his wounds. He's like, this is how it's done. And this sets up Finn Balor versus Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event after he meets with Adam and everything. And so it was just like, oh, Gunther versus Finn Balor? Do we get the Demon back? Is the Demon slowly rising? And then my wife, and I was like, I cannot wait for Finn Balor to win that championship. And then my wife goes, well, what if Damian interrupts? I was like, son of a... See, there's so many things going on. There's so many things going on in WWE right now that anything is possible. Like, you know, with we got the Punk and Seth thing on the horizon, and we got a big surprise later on. We have everything going on with Liv and Rhea. Then we have Io. Like, so much is going on. This thing with the New Day. Where do we go from here? The possibilities are endless. So Finn attacks Gunther and just tells Dirty Dom, you listen to Finn, you win. Then we get Kathy with Pete backstage. He's got a match with R-Truth. And I'm getting really sick and tired, though, of the whole Butch thing. I get it. It's a joke. But they did have a funny segment that did not air on the show. But with Alpha Babes now, they're not Alpha Academy. R-Truth's like, hey, don't call them Butch. They're like, well, anybody can join Alpha Babes as long as they meet the requirements. And that's being sexy. Tozawa did his dance. Yeah, he was like, woo. And then they start... Maxine started spanking him, and freaking Archer's like, whoa, it's got to be PG, y'all. Wow, what the Alpha Babes. I don't know why, but I like that. But then we find out in the back while Pete's being interviewed, we hear an attack. Jay was attacked, but who attacked Jey Uso? Huh? And so it's all boiling down here to get to the main event. We go into Pete versus R-Truth. R-Truth gets a quick win on Pete. Then we go to Kathy with Braun Breaker. Then Ludwig interrupts, and we set up Braun Breaker and Ludwig. I was like, oh, man, these guys had such a banger triple threat match at Survivor Series. It was so good. So we're going to run it back with these two. You know, Sheamus is hurt. Then we get Adam and Sammy backstage. He's like, who did it, huh? He goes, I know who did it. It's Seth Rollins. I'm going to go kick his ass for what he did to Jey Uso because Sammy's protective of his family. He's a Sammy Uso. And, of course, after this, we get Adam and then Finn, and he tells him, like, fine, you get your Saturday Night Main Event title match. That's what you want. That's what you get. And I was like, wow, man, we're cooking. We're cooking, folks. And now it's main event time. And I'm already spent. I'm like, Then we get Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn to end the show. It was an emotional match. Sammy wanted to hit Seth with a chair, and Seth's like, dude, I didn't do it. Think about it. It's probably your little best friend Punk back there. That's probably who did it, and he's really playing it up. And I was like, man, what's going to happen? And then Seth gets a quick win over Sami Zayn in the last few minutes. And we're just like, man, wow. And I was waiting for Punk to attack Seth, especially as he's walking out, because we had like a couple minutes left at the end of the show. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And all of a sudden the camera's panning. The camera's on Sammy. And as Sammy's there, he's selling it. He's like, man, I lost. Damn it. And then as he turns around, he gets a Claymore kick. And the devil himself, the bastard. Oh, my goodness. The Scottish bastard. I can't think of any other words. Drew McIntyre is back. Oh, man, I was like, now we're cooking. My wife jumped up. She loves Drew McIntyre, especially this version of him. And we waited. He's been silenced on social media, and he finally took to social media. He goes, hey, if you hear it from any other source, that's a lie. You got to hear it from me. And he's holding his phone. Like, he's looking great, too. And me and my wife were like, yes, Drew McIntyre's back on social media. Let's go. Let's go, man. And that was a Monday Night Raw. December 2nd, 2024, Everett, Washington, Joe and Wade on commentary. And this was such a good Raw. I mean, a really great Raw. After I saw a really good movie the same day, I went and saw Wicked. Damn, y'all got to see Wicked. Wicked is so good. I mean, I was emotionally spent and drained after that movie. And then I got emotionally spent and more drained, like down to nothing, down to dust with this Monday Night Raw. So good. Then I got Skeleton Crew on top of that for my Star Wars love. I'll be reviewing those on a Sexy Ninja Cast, but I just had to come on here to talk about this Monday Night Raw and how great it was. My match of the night was Gunther and Dirty Dom. I gotta say, WWE's cooking right now. They're on fire, building all the way to this next WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. And then, of course, we got Royal Rumble, and we got Deadline with NXT. NXT's cooking, too. I can't wait to watch NXT for tonight and then review that. Then we got Dynamite. I'm looking forward to Dynamite, but I'm just like, this Continental Classic thing still got me confused with the championship. But still, let's talk about some positivity. Let's give it up to the New Day. For 10 years of the New Day, Bootios and all, and hoo, and New Day rocks. Much love to the New Day. Much love to Big E, Kofi, and Xavier. I'm excited to see where we see the dark New Day goes. I've seen that trending online here and there. So that's Monday Night Raw, 5 out of 5, and that's it. That's all. Tell me what you thought of the show. What was your favorite part? I'm still dissecting it. I got to say, starting it off with Punk, then Seth interrupting, then Seth and Sammy, and going all the way to Drew McIntyre being back. It's a good time to be alive, to be a pro wrestling fan. All right, y'all. We haven't even got to SmackDown. The aftermath of SmackDown. And we still got the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens cooking. Oh, and I forgot to talk about it on my the last podcast about the press conference, man. That was some good stuff with Punk. Who could imagine that everyone was like, oh, give him a year and he'll be the cancer, blah, blah, blah. And then a year later, he's probably one of the best things that's ever happened. This was his path and this was his destiny. And he went from a Hell in a Cell to a War Games match. He's given us freaking gold with the Drew McIntyre stuff, man. And now he's going to give us more gold. And I was reading that he's going to be pretty much at every pay-per-view next year. So I'm just like, let's do this, man. Let's do this. WWE's cooking. I cannot praise him anymore, so that's why I'm leaving. Like and subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. And tell that bum down at Walmart, hey, yeet. And who attacked Jay? Everyone's saying Drew. But I think not. There's something afoot. Who attacked Jade Cargill? Who? It's all up to next week's show, right? So, all right, y'all. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Every single week. To serve as your man.